Hello aspirants, welcome to Plus Pramesh A-Lib, and today is November 19, 2019. Days are passing and now we are preparing for the UPSC prelims examinations. Okay, so prelims as well as mains. Okay, so the sources are Hindu, PIB, Indian Express and Miscellaneous, and I am Shubhang Dubey. No need to repeat it again and again. And now today we are going to cover the topics. The first topic is Lala Lajpat Rai. The second is President of Sri Lanka Election process. Then Citizenship Amendment Bill. Then social awareness and action to neutralize pneumonia successfully. Then India's free trade agreement with Asean. Then ADMM plus. Then Indian oil developed winter grade diesel for Ladakh. Okay, so beginning it with the Lala Lajpat Rai, we are discussing it because November 17th was the death anniversary of Lala Lajpat Rai, the firebrand Indian nationalist leader, affectionately who was called as Punjab Kesari. Okay, so such questions can be there, that who is known as Punjab Kesari, then the answer is Lala Lajpat Rai. So Rai is remembered for his role during the Swadeshi movement. He is having his role in the Swadeshi movement and for his advocacy of education. Okay, so he had done so many movements and he had just said so many things in the favor of that education must be there. He was born in 1965 and he became a follower of Dayanand Saraswati. Sorry, there is some problem with this. Born in 1865, he became a follower of Dayanand Saraswati, the founder of the Arya Samaj, and went on to become one of the societies. Sorry for the misprinting. Okay, then in 1881, he joined the Indian National Congress at the age of 16 years. Okay, so it's not 1965, but it's 1865. Okay, he also helped to found the Punjab National Bank. So PNB Bank was founded by Lala Lajpat Rai. All right. Then in 1885, Rai established the Dayanand Anglo-Vedic School in Lahore and remained a committed educationist throughout his life. So this was about the Lala Lajpat Rai and his birth. Okay. Now, Rai, Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal, they were known as Lal Bal Pal, as we have heard it even in our childhood. They frequently advocated the use of Swadeshi goods and mass agitation in the aftermath of the controversial Pakistan of Bengal in 1905 by Lord Curzon. Okay, so in 1905 the partition of Bengal was there. So they were mass agitation were there by the Bal Lal Pal. He founded the Indian Home Rule League, a Indian Home Rule League of America in New York, was founded by Lala Lajpat Rai in 1917. Okay, he was elected president of Indian National Congress during its special session in Kolkata in 1920. So basically, in the special session of Kolkata in 1920, he was elected as the president of Indian National Congress. Sometimes these are the questions which comes that how many times, in which year Lala Lajpat Rai became the Indian National President of Indian National Congress, or who was the 6th or 7th President of Indian National Congress. So these are some questions which are asked. Okay. Then the patriotic died at Lahore. So his death was in Lahore in 1928 after he was attacked by police during a protest rally against the Simon Commission. Okay, Simon Commission is also an important topic for the Indian national movement and the India after independence, India during the freedom struggle. Okay, so he died in 1928. His important work include the Arya Samaj, Young India, England Debt to India, Evolution of Japan, India Will to Freedom, Message of Bhagavad Gita, Political Future of India, Problem of National Education in India, The Depressed Glasses, and the Travelogue, United States of America. So these are his incredible works by Lala Lajpat Rai. Now, significance of his views for the freedom struggle. What was his views in the freedom struggles? He helped recognize the importance of a united front against British. Okay, so his views was for the united front. Then British efforts to divide India on communal lines, as seen in the Act of 1909 and 1919, was made clear to Indian leadership. Okay, his thought of culture diversity were given post independence by Nehru as unity in diversity. Okay, so his thoughts regarding the culture diversity it was given by the Nehru by stating the unity in diversity. His thought is idea of people of all religion as true citizens of India, combined with Gandhiji's idea of inclusive fight against British, led to non-cooperative movement linked with the Khilafat movement. So basically, we can say that Lala Lajpat Rai was such a prominent leader who just founded the foundation of the freedom struggle of India. All right. Rai understanding of the societal issues led him to form various social organizations like All India Trade Union Congress, Punjab National Bank, which are still flourishing in India. Okay. Then the second topic is president of Sri Lanka election process. Okay, so recently presidential elections happened in Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka's former wartime defense chief Gotabaya Rajapaksa, part of country's most powerful political dynasty, has been elected the president. Okay, so this is the country's most powerful political dynasty. The government structure in Sri Lanka's government operates under a semi-presidential system. Okay, so it's not a total presidential system like USA, but it's in semi-presidential system where the president holds widespread executive authority but governs in partnership with prime minister. They appoint and a cabinet recommended by the prime minister, most probably like India. Okay, then election of the president. So president is directly elected for 5 year term. Directly there is an election for 5 year term through a vision of instant runoff voting in which elector rank up to 3 candidate and limited only to 2 round in total. So basically there are 3 candidate. Okay, and it is limited to 2 round in total. If there is no candidate who winning the majority in the first round of voting, second and third are preferred from ballots whose first preference candidate will be eliminated and used to determine the winner. So basically it is about the round, first round, second round, third round, and like it happens again and again. Okay, then who is eligible? So the constitution said the following qualification, that she is a citizen having been nominated as candidate for such office by a recognized political party or elected member of the legislature. So basically that person should be citizen of Sri Lanka, and no person who have been twice elected to the office of president by the people shall be qualified to be elected to such office by the people. So twice they cannot, if twice they are elected, so for the third time they can't be elected. This is about the eligibility. Now citizenship amendment bill, last month also we discussed the citizenship amendment bill. So with political positions on the citizenship amendment bill largely unchanged, the government hoping to move a new version. Before few weeks only we discussed about the citizenship amendment bill. Now again we are discussing it. So what it is, it seeks to allow illegal migrant from certain minority. So there are certain minority communities which are illegal migrants in Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan, and they are eligible for the Indian Citizenship Amendment Act of 1955. So citizenship will be granted to people from the minority community. They are Hindus, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi and Christians. Earlier it was 12 years, but now it's 6 years, that for like 6 years they have to stay in India. Okay, so bill provides the registration of overseas citizens of India. Okay, card holder may be cancelled if they violate any law. So OCIs are there. The bill however does not extend to illegal Muslim migrant. Illegal Muslim migrant will not be there, they will be not in the minority. It does not talk about other minority communities in the three neighboring countries such as Jew, Bahiyas, etc. Okay, so these only those minorities which are under Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsis and the Christian are under there. So, however, the bill is been criticized for the following reasons. Now, criticism is also there in the bill. So, it violates the basic tenets of the constitution. Illegal immigrants are distinguished on the basis of religion. So, people are saying that now illegal immigrants are distinguished. They are distinguishing on the basis of religion. The bill makes illegal migrant eligible for citizenship on the basis of religion. They may violate Article 14 of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to equality. So, if they are being distinguished according to the religion, then violation of Article 14 will be there, which is known as right to equality. It attempts to naturalize the citizenship of illegal immigrants in the region. The bill allows cancellation of overseas OCI registrations for violation of any law. This is a wide ground. We have discussed it so many times. The most important point is somehow it is going to be criticized because it is religion based. This is the conclusion of this news in the layman language. Now, need for the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016. So, what it said, so there are thousands of Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Christians, and Parsis who have entered India after facing religious persecution in countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Okay, so there is a cause why there is Citizenship Amendment Bill, new Citizenship Amendment Bill, because they are saying that these religion have suffered so many persecutions from these countries. Okay, Without any valid documents they are getting persecutions, so that's why we need to have them as our migrants. These refugees have been facing difficulty in getting long term visas or citizenship, so they are not even getting long term visa or any citizenship are there. The existing citizenship does not allow anyone granting Indian nationality, so as they are having current citizenship, just because India is not having the dual citizenship norm, they are not getting the citizenship. So that's why the bill is coming. Those Hindus who are persecuted due to religion has no other place to go except India. So what bill is saying, that the only Hindu country in the world is India, which is having large number of Hindus, but just because of them that they are Hindus, they are getting persecuted from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan countries. So they are not having any place, and that's why India will be welcoming those Hindus who have to come to India, and they must be given the nationality. Okay, so they will be then citizens of India. Now, what are the concerns? So, introduced religion as a new principle into the citizenship bill by marking out Muslim as a residual category. This is not that much necessary, but I just mentioned it that such points we have to keep in mind, that consequences will be there. While religious persecution is a reasonable principle for differentiation, it cannot be articulated in a manner. Okay, so this is not that much important. Okay, now the special concern is for the northeastern indigenous people. What bill is saying? Bill is saying that with the Assamese, it contracts the Assam Accord of 1985. So, Accord of 1985 is going to it contradicts with the Assam Accord of 1985, because it states that illegal migrant heading in from Bangladesh after March 25, 1971 would be deported. Okay, so who are coming after March 25th, 1971, they will not be getting the citizenship. So this is sometime contradicting with the Assam Accord. Then Mizoram fears Buddhist, Chakma and Hindu Hejongs from Bangladesh may take advantage of the aid. Mizoram are afraid of Buddhist Chakmas and Hindu Hejongs. Okay, then Meghalaya and Nagaland are apprehensive of migrant of Bengali stock. So there are so much Bengalis in Meghalaya and Nagaland, and there are fear of it. Then there are groups in Arunachal Pradesh fear the new rules may benefit Chakmas and the Tibetan. Then Manipur wants the inner line permit system to stop outsider from entering the state. So these are the concerns about from the northeastern indigenous people. Now, next topic is social awareness and actions to neutralize pneumonia successfully, in short known as SAANS. So, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has launched a campaign. They have launched a campaign in Gujarat, which is namely social awareness and action to neutralize pneumonia successfully. Aim is to reduce child mortality due to pneumonia, which contributes to around 50% of death of children under the age of 5 annually. It mobilized people to protect children from pneumonia and trained health personnel and other stakeholders to provide prioritized treatment to the controlled disease. Okay, so it is about the pneumonia, that how pneumonia can be cured or prevented. Now, key features of the program is if a child is suffering from pneumonia, it will be treated with a pre-referral dose of antibiotic amatoxyl by aggregated social health activist workers. Okay, so these are the workers. Asha workers are there, aggregated social health activist workers, and full treatment of antibiotic will be given to the child. Then pulse oximeter device to monitor oxygen will be used as the health and wellness center. So this will be used, and for identification of low oxygen level can be identified with the pulse oximeter. Okay, in the blood of the child can be treated by the use of oxygen cylinder. Okay, so child can also be treated with the help of oxygen cylinders. Okay, a mass awareness campaign will be launched about the effective solution for pneumonia. Mass campaign will be there. That's it. Then India Free Trade Agreement with ASEAN. So recently a report analyzes the benefits of India Free Trade Agreement with ASEAN has been released. So recently a report with ASEAN has been released. The report has been prepared by PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Okay. So keep this in mind. India Free Trade Agreement report has been published and it is released by the PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Now, what is the background? So, ASEAN comprises 10 countries. ASEAN is having 10 countries. Who are there? Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and the Vietnam. So, these are the ASEAN countries. India had signed an FTA, free trade agreement. FTA is free trade agreement and goods with the regional bloc in 2009, known as the ASEAN India Free Trade Agreement. So India just signed the India free trade agreement, and in the next slide we will see how it uh, got in the how it was a bad luck for India. So in 2014 an FTA and service was also included. Okay, so key findings were overall India failed to benefit from free trade agreement with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. So ASEAN, with the free trade agreement with ASEAN, India failed to benefit from free trade. Okay, in fact, India trade deficit has increased ever since the country entered into FTA with ASEAN. Even the trade deficit increased for India. India's net export to countries without a trade agreement were only marginally lower than its net export to country with FTA. Because of the free trade agreement, now imports are much more higher than the exports. Other countries are exporting in India, but we are not able to export anything. We are just importing and importing. The imports from countries with trade agreement were substantially higher, pushing India into a trade deficit. This is the reason India was in trade deficit. Now, what changed after the signing of this agreement? So, India imports from ASEAN countries increased sharply in comparison to its export to them after signing these agreements. So, because of this agreement, it export become shorter, and India's experience with other free trade agreement, India's past experience with free trade agreement has not been encouraging. So, till now, it is never encouraging for India to have the free trade agreement. India has recorded a trade deficit in all major trade agreements other than South Asia Free Trade Agreement SAFTA. So it was not a good move for India to have the free trade agreement. Then what is the need of the hour? So need of the hour is every time whenever it is a question about boosting the Indian economy, there the single things comes in mind that India need to work on its manufacturing sector and it will benefit from any FTA. This is very obvious. If you are not manufacturing, how you are able to export things? You can provide services, but if you are not able to manufacture, you can't export. India should not consider entering into FTAs without preparing the agriculture and manufacture sector adequately. Okay, so this is about the need of the hour. Now ADMM Plus. So ADMM Plus meeting is a meeting where defense minister of ASEAN countries. In previous slide we discussed about the ASEAN countries and 8 other nations would gather and discuss the way forward for security cooperation is being held in Bangkok. So it is going to be held in Bangkok. About the ASEAN defense minister meeting plus, so, consistent with the ADM guiding principles of open and outward looking, the second ADMM in Singapore in 2007 adopted the concept paper to establish the ADMM Plus. So, basically, it's the meeting of defense minister of ASEAN countries and 8 other nations, and they are going to discuss the various aspects of the security cooperation. This is about the ADMM Plus. Okay, agreed 5 areas of practice cooperation under this new mechanism, namely maritime security, counter-terrorism, humanitarian assistance. Obviously, whatever things which are related to the security regions, it comes in the ADMM plus. Okay, what is the objective? So its major objective is to benefit the ASEAN members countries in building capacity to address shared security challenges. So there will be building capacity among the countries. Okay, it will promote the mutual trust and confidence between defense establishment. It will enhance the regional peace and stability. It will contribute to realization of an Asia security community. Okay, so as stipulated to the Bali Concord embodies Asian aspirant to achieve peace, stability, democracy, and prosperity in the region. So it is about the ASEAN objectives of the ADMM Plus meeting. Now, Indian Oil develops winter grade diesel for Ladakh. Okay, so this is the next topic. So basically, Indian Oil Corporation, they have developed a winter grade diesel for Ladakh to address the problem of loss of fluidity in fuel during extreme winter condition. Okay, so because of the extreme winter, even the fuel got fluidity of fuel is not there because of the extreme weather conditions there. So winter grade diesel is being launched. Indian Oil is developing it. Its significance is the new fuel has a pour point of minus 33 degrees Celsius and does not lose its fluidity functions even in the extreme winter. Okay, so that that oil will not lose its fluidity even at minus 30 degrees Celsius, even in the extreme winter weather of the region, unlike the normal grade of diesel, which become exceedingly difficult to utilize. Okay, so its need is obviously using the normal grade of diesel fuel become an arduous task for the people in the winter months where temperature fall to sub-zero temperature of nearly minus 30 degrees Celsius. So in the places such as Ladakh, there when they on their vehicles the fluid get stuck, there is no fluidity because of the because of minus 30 degree temperature. Okay, so now Indian Oil has developed a winter grade diesel. So just keep this in mind that winter grade diesel will be there by the Indian Oil for Ladakh and the regions with the extreme climates. So guys, this was the today's session. Okay, and we are going to have more videos on the daily basis, and thanks for watching.